Hello, and welcome, friends, to a video of sight and sound, and also of mind, the hive mind. And where are they headed? I'll tell you where they're headed, because Jaren Jackson Jr. has unfortunately suffered a season-ending injury. What does that mean? That means his cards are just going to stay like this and maybe trend down a little bit because interest is going to wane. He's still good. He's still going to be there, but not this season. So all that day trading with him, if you invested a ton, didn't work out for you this time, unfortunately. Hold them, go long. Just don't dump them now. You might want to reduce your position, but overall, no. The big deal is Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark is the guy that you're going to want to target there. He's going to probably be playing the 4 position instead of Jaren Jackson alongside Jonas Valanciunas. And man, Brandon Clark's cards, they were getting attention anyway, and they're about to eclipse the moon because he is going to have a chance to showcase his skill set. He is going to have a chance to prove why he should be able to get starting minutes and not just be sitting, chilling off the bench and everything. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. I want to bring you guys over to a secret that, well, it's not really a secret, but it's something that I like to look at. So let me get you over here to the main screen. I like to take a look at Google Trends. Google Trends will tell you the interest in the search terms that are going on out there in the world. And whenever we see somebody going up in the trends, chances are that's because they're going to buy their basketball cards, interest is peaking, etc., etc. So I've set up this search with Brandon Clark, Jared Allen, Gary Trent Jr., Jaren Jackson Jr., and Yusuf Nurkic. Some guys we've been talking about on the stream quite a bit lately. Or I say stream because I'm used to streaming on Twitch, but I really mean the YouTube video. So check it out here. What do we got? We got Brandon Clark. He's the blue line. So he just kind of, this is over the past month. Nothing, a little bit of interest, boom. His cards are kind of following Jaren Jackson. You can see that Jaren Jackson is a bit more interesting to the people, but they're both right here. They're on the downward trend, but I'm telling you, this is a crazy situation because now the Blazers are going to be closer to getting that spot. They literally just crushed last night against the Rockets. I mean, that was an amazing game, but man, they came down to in the wire. We had Carmelo Anthony looking vintage, that Hall of Fame Carmelo, just awesome. So yeah, you're seeing the Grizzlies down a bit here because Jaren Jackson Jr. gone. Brandon Clark, yes, he'll have an opportunity, but they're less likely to make it. Now the Blazers are probably going to be the favorites to make the 8th seed, or at least they're in. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brandon Clark is good, but you're still missing a starting skilled player that got you to the position that you're in. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, but nonetheless, the Blazers should be quite happy. Even obviously you don't wish injury on anyone, but they are, with their position, this is good for them in a sense, bad for the Grizzlies. And where do you go from here? So you can see the interest is kind of down on these dudes, but you see the interest for, let's say, Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr.'s interest here in the yellow, boom, look at that. He's just skyrocketed off of the charts. He's getting more interest and more searches on August 2nd. This doesn't count up to the 5th. That after that game last night, I imagine this is even crazier. But the buzz was kicking with Gary Trent Jr., and you can see that. And if you guys have been listening to the videos that I've been making, then you know that we said while people are out buying their $8 million Zion Williamsons, we're buying our $2 Gary Trent Jr.'s. And what do we expect? We expect them to be $12, $15. And what happened? We'll bring you over here to Gary Trent Jr., 2018 Prism, minus jersey, minus swatches, because nobody's trying to buy any of that shit. What do we have here? The cheapest one, $9.99, $4 shipping. $14 is the cheapest you're going to get the Gary Trent Jr. at. That's insane. You can get them for $11.74 if you pay $5 shipping, and I imagine that there's not that many of them at that price point on ComC. I would assume maybe 3 or 4. Maybe less? Oh shit, there's a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3. Looks like you can get about 10 of them for about the $12 mark if you pay the $5 shipping and go from there. But that's it. That's the cheapest you're going to get, man. I told you guys about Gary Trent Jr. You could have had him. I hope you profited with me on that. So that's amazing to see Gary Trent. The other interesting thing to me here is Jared Allen. We were talking about him, and look at how much interest there is on Jared Allen, just creeping up there in the back. And nothing has seemingly happened with Jared Allen. No one's talking about him. Yet his cards have gone up like $2 to $3. Now his prisms are like $7 on the cheapest. There's a little bit of a buzz on the underworld about Jared Allen, but it's not really on the surface yet, which is interesting to me. I don't think I've caused anything. Like 20 people watching my damn videos, but I'm trying to tell you, there's something under there. His searches are, he's not a Yusuf Nurkic. He's not a Gary Trent Jr. I mean, Nurkic just keeps putting up beast lines, and I've got a pick for you guys here about Nurkic. First of all, here's my purchase history, and well, this is for that, and that is for this. Okay, so this right here will show you guys where I first started buying my Nurkic cards, because I wanted you guys to know that I'm not just pulling your chain on this. This is June 29th, right? You can see the date right there. June 29th, I spent $200 at ComC. I got a bunch of Damian Lillard for $11 here. I think that was the only one they had, maybe. 2013 second year Prism cards. I think they're like $25 or $30 now. I was buying a bunch of them, 10 or 11 at the time. I bought a bunch of these Nurkic cards. Here are the PSA 10s that I bought. There's $44 and $34. A couple of short print Damian Lillards. Picked up 2 Mario Hezonias for $1 a piece on the off chance, just because it was funny. That's all. That was just mostly a joke. Very, very small exposure to Hezonia. I'd never want to expose myself to that guy. So we've got yellow, red Prism for $4. There's a tricolor Gary Trent Jr. I was on Gary Trent Jr. back this far. There's all the Gary. Look, there's the $20 one here. Look, there's all my Gary Trent Jr. 10 Flash dudes. Gary Trent Jr. Silver $9.25 on June 29th. I just want you guys to know I'm in it. I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? There's some of the hockey stuff, but either way, the point is that you can you got to, well, I don't even know what the hell the point was there, so let's just move on. The point I was trying to make here, and here's a $16 Nurkic rookie that probably won't be there by the time you see this video. I'm surprised it's there, because you can see now the cheapest ones are $40 with shipping from ComC, and I told you guys that shit. I mean, why is this up here right now, right here, the silver for $85? If that's there later, I'm probably going to consider buying that, because that's got to be too cheap. You look at the PSA 10, they want $215 for that now. So again, I'm still on a hold as far as Nurkic goes. But what I wanted to tell you guys is that one of the things I like to do is exploit the pick-a-card listings that come up. I don't like the pick-a-card listings. They're always in my way. I like to go and make sure it's North America. I'm not buying shit from Taiwan or China. Too much risk of counterfeit cards. They're out there. They do exist. And they look pretty good in a lot of cases. I'm speaking from the Magic, the Gathering area, where people try to fake the Moxes and the Black Lotus, which are worth infinite money these days. Back when I started flipping them, the Moxes were literally $60. I'd buy one for $50, I'd sell it for $70, and that was a good profit for me at the time. Didn't think to keep any of them when that shit blew up. But yeah, so I mean, the pick of cards, you can still get good value. Like right here, if you look at Yusuf Nurkic and you look up Select, you look up the Select rookie, you're going to see here's one with another card bundled up for $8. That's a pretty decent deal. The cheapest Select Premier level, $20.38 plus shipping on ComC. So that isn't really a price that we want to pay. We're not getting in on anything there. But you can see that I went last night, I paid $34 for 4 Select Nurkic singles, and I found 2 Gary Trent Jr. green prisms for $10 a piece. So I got these for $10 a piece. They're being listed for $30 today. And then these, as you can see, the cheapest one's basically $24 on ComC. I paid $12 for 4. So the slowest reaction is going to come often from the pick card listings, because they're the ones that have shit in bulk. They're the ones that are businesses with overstock, breakers, whoever, and they've got it all up there, and it's going to get cherry picked. But when you're on somebody early, you can go and cherry pick them, and the beautiful part is that they have a lot of quantity. So you could go and get like 10 or 15 of a card at the price point, which is probably still too low if it's a guy that you're thinking you're investing in. He's going to, whatever, raise in price, all that jazz. So you can definitely exploit these pick-a-card listings. Hit them first. I even found one as the Kawhi Leonard card, the 2012 Hoops, was going up in value. I actually found a listing for 2012 Hoops, pick a card, and it didn't have any names. It just had numbers. So I literally went in and paid like $2 for Kawhi Leonard's that were $40 at the time. Now they're like $150. I have 5 of them at PSA and 5 Anthony Davis, all minty fresh, because I was buying boxes. Funny, sports card investor Jeff, that dude, awesome guy, Market Movers member here, and he's now suggesting that he's buying 2012 Hoops sealed wax, and I'm like, that's a nice pick, Jeff. I was buying that shit 3 months ago, but I just thought that all those rookies were insane. I didn't think to keep a box. Now they're up at 800. I was paying 175, but I do have all the cards at PSA. They're in a bulk order. They're probably not going to be back before January. I'll share it with you when it comes back. So hope you picked up your Gary Trent Jr.'s. Brandon Clark's going to get a big boost from Jaren Jackson Jr. being gone. So if you haven't picked up your Brandon Clark cards, now would be the time to do it before they play that game today. Look for Jared Allen to play today. Since he didn't play, he rested. So I would assume he plays today and puts up a good game against the Celtics, or at least I hope he has a good game. There's a lot of sneaky buzz about him in the underground, which is kind of strange. And check out your Google Trends to see exactly where the interest is and where it's coming from on a lot of these players. So I think this is a pretty good information to use for research. And the last thing I wanted to share with you guys today is I believe you can be picking up the 1996 Hoops Kobe Bryant rookie card, and they're about $20. You can pick them up for right now. And I'm telling you, when focus gets back to vintage basketball, when focus gets on Kobe, everybody knows Kobe. Everybody knows Kobe's legendary forever. He's forever. Kobe is forever. And when people are focused on him, they're focused on now, right? They're focused on the playoffs. When they turn their attention towards him, all these new dudes that are here, we talked before on the stream about how people are coming in with the knowledge and they're kind of capped if they haven't been in the basketball game or they haven't focused on basketball. Maybe they're just some dude that comes in from flipping sneakers or doing storage auctions. Everybody hears the buzz. The sports card market is hot, so they try to get a taste, whatever. Where are they going to go? Well, currently, Hoops is all over the place. It's one of the more popular sets, and as people look back to try to get those vintage cards they want, that's going to stick out in their head. So you have Topps, obviously, which can't make basketball cards anymore because of the exclusive rights or whatever. Hopefully that changes next year, which might put some light on the 2009 Topps and Bowman sets, and I believe that could be an investment area. But yeah, picking up these Hoops Kobe rookies for $20 a piece, picking up some graded ones. I picked up a 9 today for $120. Ecstatic about that. I believe they have a lot of room. The Topps is over $3K. That's going to be a barrier for a lot of people. So where are they going to turn? What's the first thing that comes into your head that people know? They Topps, whatever. They made basketball cards. They don't anymore. First thing's Prism. And what else do you know? Select. But they don't even know Select as much as they know Hoops. Hoops pops into your head. So when people are looking back and focus is on Kobe, where are they going to focus? They're going to go with what they know. They know Topps from baseball and everything else. Topps has been making cards forever. Garbage Pail Kids, whatever. They know Topps. But what else? What's the first one they're going to grab? It's probably not Upper Deck, and those cards are ugly a lot of the time anyway. They're going to go for Hoops because they know Hoops. That's why 1989 Hoops is a thing. People are like, first year Hoops. People know Hoops. That's just life. They know it. So those Kobe rookies being literally not even, it's like a 10% or 8% of the value of the Topps rookie. There's no way that can't close the gap. I mean, I don't think it could ever get close to the Topps, but it could at least be a third, or it could get like 40%. So if the Topps is like, $3,000, there's no reason this can't be a $1,200 PSA 10 instead of like a $400 or $500 PSA 10. So this card is definitely in line to like double, triple in value, and that's one that I'm going to get into as well. So that's about it for today, folks. Pick up your Hoops Nurkic rookies. We got 15 of those for basically $1 a piece. Had to throw a Darius Bazley in there to get some free shipping. But yeah, exploit those pick-a-guys. I'm going to see you guys later. I'm sorry, I've just been rambling today. But yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side.